Hello guys and welcome back to yet another episode for Shown Spirits. Of course you're brought in Laserbean again.
Hi guys.
And basically we're here today to talk about the basic team. That's what you told me.
Yeah, so as already Chris mentioned, I would like to introduce you Chris, Luther, Mila, Caius, and Kira. Such a huge list. But I would like to go them one by one in an order in which you obtain them in a game. So starting with Chris. Yeah, this is his 6-star form. So he's a warrior, and first I actually thought the warriors are supposed to deal the most damage. Or if you compare them with lancers, I thought lancers are supposed to be tanks and warriors the damage dealers. I don't know how you thought about it.
Well, basically I always put mages at the highest damage level.
Okay, well, but excluding the mages.
I still would put archers probably higher.
Okay, excluding all the range
Excluding
characters.
all the things that do more damage.
Yes.
I think lancers would appear to me to be more tanky than warriors generally.
Okay, so I wasn't alone. But when I dived into the statistics and asked people around, it actually turns to be the other way around. So Chris is basically the tank of the team. And if you look at his statistics, and in a 2-star form, he already starts with 950 HP. If you, for example, compare it to Luther's 800, and moreover with one of the squishiest ones, Milla, with 480. So it's already over the double. And if you look at the scaling, he also scales the most in HP. For example, when he's 2-star, he gains 35 per 1 level up, and in 3-star form he gains 42. So it's quite a huge increase in his HP. And yeah, something else about Chris, his attack range also increases as he evolves. For example, now you can see below the name, or the warrior, that his attack range is actually a box, but he starts with a cross, which also makes it harder to hit, but he's easier to hit, so yeah, he kind of goes as a tank. But continuing with Luther, the Lancer, who is not the tank, but yeah, so as I already mentioned, his HP is 800, but his damage, actually, he starts with a bit lower damage than Chris. Namely, Chris has 170 and he has 150, which kind of feels funny. But when you look at their scaling in damage, in 2-star form, Chris scales 5.5 per level, whereas Luther scales 7. And yeah, Chris kind of catch up in a 3-star form because he levels up 8 attack per level up, and Luther gets 9. So they kind of balance up. But in the ultimate forms, Luther still has more damage, as for example, if both of the characters are 6-star form, level 99, Chris has 1738. Such a complicated number to say.
It's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, a
already.
lot of numbers, but well, it's good to have some statistics, I think. And Luther has 1900, so yeah, there's quite a difference. And moreover, Luther, you can see his attack range below the Lancer again. It's kind of like 2 in front and 2 on the sides. So he can actually hit 2 spirits at the same time, whereas, for example, Chris can hit only 1. And it's also good because you can actually put Chris in front of him to tank the damage, and he can stand behind Chris and he can still poke. So you can kind of protect him a bit, even he's quite tanky by himself. And yeah, that's for the Luther. Okay, so third, Milla. She's the archer. So by default of the class, she's pretty squishy. And so you have to keep her behind the front line, namely, for example, Luther and Chris. And as you can see, her attack range is quite big. It increases a lot as she levels up. And yeah, moreover, actually, she has really high speed compared to the others, so that is her advantage. So that means that she will attack first, or the highest speed character will attack, or it defines the order in which the characters attack. Maybe better definition. So yeah, even Mila is not the tankiest or doesn't do the most damage by out of all the characters. She will, yeah, always attack first and therefore gain advantage of her own. And then about Caius, our mage.
Okay.
So, as already Chris mentioned, mages, high damage dealers. It's the same in our game. So, if you compare, Caius does over 200 damage to Luther's 130, who's supposed to be a high damage dealer. Also, one of the disadvantages of mages and Caius is that he has a high, like a big area where he can hit enemies. So it's called area of effect (AOE), as some of you might know, and it means that he hits the enemies within the area and damages all of them. So he doesn't hit only one or two, but many. But the main disadvantage is that he actually has to rest one turn. So yeah, it's really exhausting to hit so many. Haha. But anyways, so another disadvantage of Caius is that he actually has such a low HP. He has only half of Luther's HP, and therefore he gets focused in most of the battles. So if you lose somebody, it's most probably Caius. So usually you have to protect him, especially in early chapters when you don't have a healer or your healer is healing someone else. Just keep Caius safe, make him feel safe. And last character, Kira, our assassin, the 6-star form again. Assassin is by far the hardest class to play, at least in my opinion. I don't know about your feelings.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's just put it like that. Yes.
At least I remember when I started to play, and I had Kira. I always put her in the back, and then she just kept on dying because, of course, when you put her in the back, everyone swarms like around her and just kills her, and then you're like, well, she did nothing.
The AI is slightly better at predicting where assassins go than most other people.
Yeah, and also at least assassins are hard to predict for the enemy side. But anyways, so Kira, she also has a high speed as Mila, so she will almost always go first. So that's a good thing for her. But she's really squishy, as squishy as Caius, basically. And she does a lot of damage, but not as much as Caius. And however, she attacks every turn. So that's again like a disadvantage advantage, but she attacks only one character. And as you can see, at least for Kira, not all the assassins, but for Kira, she can't attack in her front, so she can only backstab people. Well, that's kind of like assassin, but anyway, that's quite a big disadvantage. But yeah, so you just have to protect her again, and you can only learn to use assassins by playing, doing a lot of mistakes, and then getting better. But yeah, I would really recommend to get her maybe some items with HP or vampire effect, so you can maybe keep them alive or her alive, and then of course a lot of attack to support the vampire effect. But yeah, that was everything what I had to say now for the basic team. You have any questions? What you would like to ask?
I think it's okay. I think, of course, you mentioned the disadvantage for assassins only being able to attack backwards, basically. Of
Yeah.
course, this is a problem multiple classes have their exact attack ranges. Except for warrior, I don't, and assassin, I don't think actually any of the other classes attacks backwards.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
that's an advantage to assassins actually as
Yeah.
well.
So it kind of puts them in a position.
Most archers don't attack directly in front of them, only like the box straight in front of them they seem to always miss.
Yeah, that's true. That's true actually too.
So I think with proper positioning, assassins, you know, they could be actually have more advantage due to the way they attack. Yeah, and I think for all the other classes, I think most of it's clear.
Yeah, just keep in mind their attack ranges. It happens a lot of times that you hope to hit somebody and then they move. And you're like, well, I just positioned my guy, but yeah, somebody just jumped off. So just keep in mind and yeah, practice. The only thing.
So I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it for now.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the explanation for the basic team. Show Laserbean some love, like him on Facebook, of course.
Yes.
And leave us a comment letting know what you think of it. For now, I hope you enjoyed, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Yep. See ya.
Bye bye.